All systems go. The Grizzlies primed and ready to play. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Doris Burke will be along, too, from the sideline. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. First for the Thunder. What a tremendous talent, getting ready for his first NBA appearance. And it's Williams at the 4 spot. And for the Grizzlies. And so here's Memphis. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Here's Alexander. The big dunk at the end of the break.
So deflating for a team, Clark, coughing up the ball at one end, and then it turns into immediate points at the other end.
And it's just as much of a boost for the team getting those easy points off the steal. You know, with so many high hopes, the Thunder seem to be everybody's pick to make it to the finals once again. They were so dominant throughout the regular season. Many thought it was a foregone conclusion, but the injury to Russell Westbrook kind of sidetracked all of that.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
Down low. Makes it off the glass.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket.
And back to the Thunder in the postseason. They did well to get by the Rockets after Westbrook injured his knee. But, Steve, they just didn't have the same dynamic punch when they later faced the Grizzlies. Ended up getting bounced out in the second round.
Well, it was a tough matchup for them because the Grizzlies are so good defensively. And when you take Westbrook out of the lineup, all of a sudden it changes everything. I thought Oklahoma City battled, but they just didn't have enough firepower without their point guard. A late reaction from the defense, and he's always going to make good on that.
1:41 left here in the opening quarter. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Hey, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach of the Grizzlies. When we talked about what they'll try to do on defense, he told me they're going to have to do everything they can to neutralize their opponent's high flyers, saying, quote, "We can't play above the rim like these guys, so we'll have to do our best to keep them away from the hoop." Gentlemen, easier said than done.
Thanks a lot, Doris. He got right to the cup using that screen. Alexander's got his second basket of the game. 1:04 left to play in the first quarter. Outside Jackson. Bain. And there's the pass to Wells. Memphis moving that ball around. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. No one.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Plays kind of a pesky brand of defense, don't you think? I mean, he sticks to his man, has a great sense of where screens are coming from. It's tough to get around this guy. I mean, and it's an important skill to have to be an effective on-ball defender.
And I've also got to say, Steve, that I really like how he's able to adapt defensively to really whatever the situation is. There are a number of ways he can come at you at that end of the floor.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there.
You know, the talk around the Grizzlies about moving has been around for a while, but a new ownership group came in and put that to rest. And one of the first things they did after buying the team was say, hey, the Grizzlies are here for at least 15 years.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw this game. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Mitchell's checked in. Wallace outside. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Knorr. Bagley. 4 seconds left. Oh, look out. That's not as easy as it made it look, guys. You've got to have some skills to pull that baby off.
Well, he's got plenty of those skills necessary, partner.
Man.
Oh, you know it. The guy can climb the ladder.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Grizzlies lead by 1. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Touchdowns as 2 from the Grizzlies in this one.
It was pretty impressive the way they moved the ball, made the extra pass, and found open shooters that whole quarter.
Yeah, it's been a complete team effort out there. Great to watch.
Memphis trailing here. Bernard, defended by Mitchell. Jumper off the screen. It's rebounded by Wiggins.
Oh, easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Mitchell kicks to Williams. Left side, Williams. Pass to Mitchell. On the wing, Wallace. Here's Mitchell. Just 5 to shoot. Wiggins. That 3 off the mark.
Well, in many ways, the Grizzlies aren't like most teams out west. They don't try to overpower you with offense, and they don't have a superstar to lean on for big baskets at the end, but they still know how to get wins in the tough Western Conference.
The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that three-pointer.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And when they did last year, Memphis would go 56-26 overall. And Steve, with 34 of those wins courtesy of other teams in the Western Conference.
Well, they didn't seem to play like a lot of the other teams in the West, but it didn't matter. I mean, defense, toughness, rebounding, they were who they were. They established their identity, and that's one of the reasons they became such a tough team in that conference.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Stephen Curry is the son of famed sharpshooter Del Curry. And in Steph's sophomore year in high school, his dad made him change his shooting motion from his chest to above his head to make it harder to block. Of this change, Steph said, I really couldn't shoot outside the paint for like the first 3 weeks. All summer when I was at camp, people were like, who are you? Why are you playing basketball? I was really that bad for a month and a half before I finally figured it out. And guys, as fast as he gets that thing off, he could probably shoot it from his ankles.
Yeah, he can do it all. Thanks, Doris.
His confidence really at an all-time high. You know, something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound totals are almost identical.
No separation there, not yet anyway. Rudely thrown down after the offensive rebound. He is ramped up now.
He is, you're right, and you figure this game might come down to a few of those effort plays.
Always does, Kevin.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Seems like that kind of a contest tonight.
5 to shoot. Pass to Wiggins. Off target from outside. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. The feed now to Clark. He shoots again, and that's 2 points on the layup. Clark's got 4 points in the quarter.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
And a tight game here as we end the first half. Grizzlies out in front.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Thanks for joining us at halftime.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
You know, last season, the Thunder marched their way to the top seed in the West and spent most of the season battling for that top spot with San Antonio, and it was the Thunder's play on the road that was the big difference between the two.
Passes it, Holmgren. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. LaRusso, no good. You know, another note on the Thunder and the road dominance. You're always going to have to be fantastic on the road if you want to win in the West. And the Thunder, Steve, clearly the best in the West on the road.
Yeah, 26 wins for them, 2 more than the next 2 teams in the conference. And the only team that had more road wins than them on the year in the NBA was the Heat. So just a terrific season for the Thunder, both at home and on the road. Of course, kind of got derailed by the Westbrook injury in the playoffs.
As you might expect with any team that's as tough as Memphis is defensively at home, they were a real difficult team to deal with. They seemed impossible to score on at times.
Memphis very strong at home, as you said, Clark, tied for the 4th best home record in the West. And Steve, as you might guess, it's a big part of why they were able to finish 5th in the Western Conference.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. And I think you look at the team, so good defensively, lockdown players at every position. Then you go to the home crowd, which could be really loud. They kind of fed off that team defense. And one of the reasons Memphis ended up with that home court advantage was because of that combination.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. And as with any timeout at this point of the game, important to go over the strategies that are working and those that are needed in terms of adjustments. And, of course, the opportunity, guys, to get hydrated with Gatorade before coming back out of the floor. We've seen some good action so far, and there's more of it to come.
Yeah, this game has been physical, it's been fast, it's been high-paced. So anytime you're in a situation like this where it's really a hard-fought game, critical to keep yourself hydrated throughout.
Well, you could see it at the start of the season that Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 finals. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they jumped on that goal right from the start.
The pass to Wells lets the three fly. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City, and we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Can't get it to go, and Memphis the other way now. And for the Thunder, the second-best regular season record in the league last season, Steve, at 60-22.
Well, and they had the best point differential in the league, Kevin, which I think is probably the best barometer in terms of how well you're playing. But clearly, the Westbrook injury in the first round of the playoffs against Houston just completely took the wind out of their sails. And I would look for Oklahoma City to be back this year with everybody healthy. They'll have a chip on their shoulders. They want to get back to the finals this year. And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. What a finish.
You know, something else I think about when I see this guy is he's a real headache to have to defend one-on-one. I mean, he's got all of the game that makes it tough for his defender.
46 seconds left in the third quarter. And that one's good.
That's a good shot for him there, but it's kind of puzzling to me that he's not calling for the ball today like he usually does. He has to do more if they're going to pull ahead.
Morant, he's guarded by Williams. Nice D from Williams. Here's Alexander. The shot from the low post is good. Alexander's got 10 points.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Here's Morant. Second chance shot, and the layup is good. 6 points for him.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
The shot's good from Alexander. And the Thunder lead by 2.
Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
That's what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. More of the same. Get it inside.
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And let's take a moment, guys, to get your take on the scoring so far for the Thunder.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
And they're getting the ball inside, which is what I like. High percentage shots down on the block and in the paint area.
Well, it wasn't a textbook pick, but he still managed to score. Good concentration on the finish.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. I mean, get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Bang! That's good.
Well, you got to be so careful with him defensively because he has the ability to get hot at a moment's notice. And if that happens at the wrong time, you're in some big trouble.
And I don't think we can talk about him without also mentioning his tendency to just erupt and string together a bunch of baskets in a row in a real short period of time.
Alexander passes to Williams. Rejected by Bagley. Number 55. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
They have got to put a body on him because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, guys, over that last break, I was able to catch the message the Grizzlies head coach was giving to his team. He told them, guys, we're getting bogged down in the half court. Let's get out and run, see what's available in early offense. If there's nothing there, we can always back it out and run our sets. Good advice, Kevin.
Caruso for the three. It's rebounded by Memphis. Bain defended by Alexander. Bain takes the lead. And the Grizzlies lead by 1. Clark and Steve, neither team with a big advantage here in the fourth quarter.
5 times we've had the lead switch so far. I mean, back and forth we go.
And I think that total could rise, Clark, because two evenly matched teams playing a tough game.
It's a nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Here's Port. Knocks down the trifecta.
Oh, what a basket, and at the perfect time.
How about the courage and backbone of this guy? Wow.
Stolen away. And here they come.
Boy, their defense making an impact here late, Kevin.
And straight off the steal, Clark, a perfectly run fast break ends in a slam dunk.
That could be a huge 4-point swing in this game.
From deep three-point range, rebound by Williams. And they are in the driver's seat.
Yep, basket here, and that pretty much wraps it up.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And now we've got the intentional foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that puts them up by 5. Memphis has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Wells. Connects. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Drop back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over.
Well, you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management crucial.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
2-possession game now, so strategically everything changes a little bit. Those were very important foul shots.
Bain nails it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
They ran that inbound play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Hit them clean.
Boy, a 3 here would be huge.
Yeah, a chance to tie it up and make it even with the game on the line. Boy, extremely opportunistic defense leading to those points there.
That dunk card coming within seconds of a steal.
Love the way they convert from defense to offense.
But that's what happens when you get all 5 guys on a string defensively ready to react and make a play. Boy, what nerves. Those free throws now put them in a very good position, 3 points ahead.
Here's Wells. No good from three-point territory. A 3-ball. Can't knock in the 3. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he does get the second one. And that brings them within 2 here. So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. Clark, it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.